So, question for the masses to start this video out. Have you ever had one of those purchases that was probably a bad idea? You probably shouldn't have done it. It was more of an impulse buy, kind of like the candy at the cash register kind of purchase. Yeah, me neither. But if I did, this would probably be it. Hang in to the intro.
I'd say he's a nut job.
Alright, so what we got here is a 1960, it's 2 or 3, I can't remember, it's written on the windshield up here, Bel Air wagon. Yeah, shouldn't have bought this car. But there's a couple of reasons I did. We'll look at the car in a second and talk about it. But there's a couple of reasons I purchased this car. One, there's a lot of times you see advertisement on Marketplace and things where they say, if it doesn't sell, it's going to the scrapyard. But they're not serious because they'll want, $1,000, $1,500, something like that. As a guy that scrapped quite a few cars and scrapped a few this year, in our area, about $275 is what something like this would bring. About $275. If you pile enough junk in it, maybe $300. Scrap just isn't bringing that kind of money anymore. So this one was realistic. It was, not only was it scrap price, I bought it off a property that was being cleared out, and they literally had a shredder, a crusher and shredder sitting on the property, and had a big forklift bringing cars over, and it had them in a line. They was literally picking them up, dumping them in there, crushing them down, and putting them in this little shredder machine, and then putting them in a truck and hauling them off. They were literally crushing them on site because it was a big property. So that was the first thing. And this car looked like it was good enough. Now, that was 2 years ago, and it's been sitting right here for 2 years, so that didn't do any favors. But it was literally one of those deals where I can't stand to see this car crushed. I mean, heck, every piece of glass is in it, and the glass is probably worth that much money. Now, I'm a Ford guy, so I don't have any need for any of the parts, but you get these ideas. You start looking at it and going, man, I can't stand to see that car crushed. Could we save that car? What's the point? Well, we could do something cool with it. My first idea was, I'm going to bring it home. Now, there's an old motor in it, but we'll get to that in a minute. My first idea is, I'm going to bring it home. I'm going to shove a motor and transmission in it. It was in a wrecking yard, so the front fenders have both been sold off of it. So my first thought was, I'm going to come home, put a pair of fenders on it, shove a motor and transmission in it. We're going to road trip it right back. Now, I drove to Tennessee to get this car. I'm in South Carolina. That was a bad decision financially to do anyway. So I'm probably in this car now. Where I had to drive to, I ended up staying overnight in a hotel room. I stuck a cheap hotel room. I think it was like $100, 90 or $100. And then gas, I don't know what I got in gas. Let's say another $100 in gas. I have right around $500 in the car. So technically, did I buy it for scrap price? Probably not. I probably paid over. Well, I did pay over scrap price. I probably overpaid for the car. But your wheels start turning. You see this, and you get all these ideas. I'm like, I'm going to put a motor and transmission in this car, front fenders on it, and I'm driving it right back to that field that it came out of, and show them you can save these cars. Well, 2 years later, and it's still sitting here. I will say this. I didn't want to see it get scrapped because I believe it's good enough that something can be done with it. But I immediately realized this wasn't the project for me. I've listed it online for sale. I've done things to try to move it along. And for 2 years, I've been trying to rehome this car, and there has been zero interest in this car. So I've got to do something with it. Now I've got a couple options. I'll run through these options and we'll look at this car. Or actually, let's look at the car, and then we'll run through the options. So as I said, it's a Bel Air wagon. Outside body wise, this door right here is dented. But here's what my grand idea was. I was going to find a 2-door Impala or Biscayne or something along those lines. Cut this post, move this post back, put 2-door doors on it, and make something. I don't know if Chevy ever made them or not, but a 2-door wagon of this body style, I actually don't know if that was made or not. I'm not that big of a Chevrolet guy. Sorry, Chevy folks. I honestly just don't know. But that was my idea. Now, does that dent hurt anything? You could probably take your foot and knock it out, depending on if you're trying to build a nice car or a rat rod kind of car. I don't think this is a candidate for a restoration. This is a candidate for doing something with. As I said, both fenders have been robbed off of it, and this hood is dinked in right here. Now, I actually do have a new grill and new headlight bezels for it and all that stuff. I actually do have those parts for it. They were laid on the roof of it. I actually think they fell off. The wind blew them off and they're laying there on the ground. You can see it has the engine in it, little 283 engine. This side of the car is really great, except for right there where the forklift nicked it up. And again, all the glass is in it. The back glass actually rolls up and down, which is super cool. There is a spot on the frame right here, if I can zoom in on it, right there. That was actually caused by the forklift driver that loaded it. He creamed that frame right there. So I'm not trying to hide anything from anybody. And the floor pans, of course, are completely gone. But it's complete. It's, complete garbage, but it's complete. And the only actual rust, I mean, of course, the floorboards are gone. Let's forget about the floors for a second. On the body itself, the only actual rust, like rust that's eat the car, or rust damage, is along the bottom of this tailgate right here. Right in there. Everything else on the car is just surface rust or patina type rust. And again, all the glass is good. So, and I think the only thing it's actually missing, because I have in a box somewhere, I have all the tail lights. The only thing I think it's actually missing is 2 front fenders. You'd want to replace that hood. 2 front fenders, or run a tunnel ram and no hood, maybe. And the piece of trim that goes here around this back window. Everything else seems to be here from what I know about them. The complete dash is here. Somebody, like they thought about they was going to get the dash, and they unbolted everything and then the steering column and all, and then threw it in the floorboard. So it's all here. It's just thrown in the floorboard. Of course, the seat has a hole in it somewhere. I think it's right here. There's a hole in the seat right there. But other than that, the car's not terrible. That door's locked because, well, you don't want them still in the car. It has a roll-up back glass in it. Check this out. The back glass rolls up and down, and it still does roll up and down too, because, well, I've come out here and played with the back glass. Again, back seats there. The floors are completely gone in this car. Ashtrays and armrests. As I said, I do have a replacement grill and headlight bezels. So I think something could be done with the car. Now, I have a few options as for me, because I have way too many projects, but I have a few options. So my options are kind of this, as far as I see it. I've tried rehoming it to somebody else, and, well, I haven't had much luck with that. So while that was originally an option, I don't know that that is an option now. 2 is, I could admit that I was wrong, and some cars just aren't worth saving, and I could send it off to the scrapyard. That's honestly, as much as no one wants to hear it, probably the best option. there is also the option of it could just sit here for a while. It's not like it's gonna hurt it because it's in pretty rough shape. It could sit here for a while till I get some of these other projects done and then do something with it. But then what do you do with it? It's not a good candidate for a restoration. That's not what this car is. So we could do something like find a old Buick Roadmaster wagon or something, strip the body off of one of those 90s Caprice wagons or something that's been wrecked, and strip the body off and put this on a more modern chassis. That's an option. We could repair that frame section, put a motor and transmission in it, put a front clip on it, put some sheet metal floors in it, just make an old ratty wagon. That's an option. The inner redneck says we could find like an old Silverado or Tahoe, four-wheel drive, rip the body off, and make a four-wheel drive wagon. Not obnoxiously lifted, but maybe like on 31s or something. So it's, you know, I don't know. I don't really want to deal with parting it out, even though it's got a lot of valuable parts on it, probably, to some guy that's got a wagon like this, because then I'm left with a carcass that's really not worth anything. I don't know yet what I want to do with it, but here's a question for you guys. If this was at your place, and if it was sitting in your yard, what would you do? Maybe you have some ideas I have not thought about. So you tell me what you would do with this car, how you would approach this project. Would you frame swap it with a modern chassis? Would you make it four-wheel drive? Would you repair the jabbed hole in the frame rail here? I mean, we could fish plate that and weld that over, because we're not trying to make a race car out of it. Honestly, these things have the X frame under them, which is, in my opinion, a terrible frame design. But again, I'm not a Chevrolet guy. Would you plate that frame, put like a, I don't know, the dreaded LS in it, and just put a pair of fenders on it, floorboards in it, and drive it? I don't know. Leave the front end off of it altogether. Put a big tunnel ram motor in it and call it a rat rod. Have Lakewood headers on it, and that's probably the most obnoxious idea. But I'll be honest with you, I'm a Ford guy, so I've got Ford motors and transmissions laying around. So if I just slap a motor in it and fix the floorboards and make a ratty wagon out of it, I'd probably have a FE in it, which I know would make everybody mad. It make the Ford guys mad. It make Chevrolet guys mad. Make wagon guys mad. It'd probably make lawn care guys mad. I don't know. It would just make everybody mad. So what do? If this is sitting in your yard and you walk out of your house and you look at this, what's your vision for it? Maybe this. I think emotion got caught up in me, and I couldn't stand the idea of seeing one scrapped. So I tried to save one, and let's just say, just because you can probably doesn't mean you should. But wagons are hot and they're getting harder to find. I don't know. What do you guys think? Well, I had to move over here in the shade with a little bit of breeze. She was warm over in the sunshine. Listen, as far as the car goes, I don't know what the correct answer is, but I do know this is a fact. The car is far enough gone to, no matter what we do, we don't have to feel bad about it, because if we do anything with it, we're saving it. Whether it be something obnoxious like put it on a four-wheel drive frame and just be silly with it, or if we frame swap it with a modern chassis, or no matter what we do, we won't feel bad about it because it is, for all intent and purposes, a scrap car. So, that I do know. The question is this one actually worth saving? Is there a such thing as a car that's just not worth saving? And when I use the term not worth saving, this is the criteria for that. When I save one for a scrapyard, like I've done several where I've saved them from scrapyards and they went on to other homes and been vibrant, full lives kind of thing. You know, they were brought back from the dead. But one of the things that I ask myself is, when saving one from a scrapyard, is I go through my mind with several options. Basically, what will I do with it? And if the answer is as simple as, let's just see if we can make it run and drive, or if the answer is as complicated as what that is, where maybe we do an entire chassis swap with a modern chassis, I have to think about what the cost of that is. Is it going to be $50 and, you know, some tune-up stuff, or is it going to be $3,500 and another vehicle frame swap? So I ask myself that question, and then when I come up with the answer, I go, okay, once it's done, now most of the time I fall in love with them, and I run a homeless shelter for cars around here. If you've ever seen my place, you know that's true. So I have to ask myself, though, if I don't like it when I'm done with it, or if it's not my cup of tea, can I get my money back out of it? Can I recoup what I got in it? If the answer is yes, then we're going to save it. We're going to do something with it. If the answer is maybe, I'm enough of a car guy where if it's like, it's kind of a gamble, I'm still going for it. But if the answer is going to be, man, you'll have $5,000 in that car and you can buy them all day long for $1,200, then the answer is probably going to be an absolute no. It's not worth the gamble. So I'm not a Chevrolet guy. I don't know what the market is on Bel Air wagons. It's 62 or 63. It was on the windshield, but it looks like it's washed off. I think it's 63. I think I see a remnants of a 63 on the windshield. I'm not a Chevy guy per se, so I don't know what the real market is on Bel Air wagons. I don't know if that's something that people just, I gotta have them, or if it's one of those things where it's like, man, screw that. That's a Bel Air wagon. You know, who the hell wants that? I don't think any wagon's like that right now. I think every wagon's hot. But the question does become, is it worth saving this car? I don't know. You guys let me know. I'm sure there's some Chevrolet guys that watch this. I'm sure there's some Ford guys that know Chevrolets that watch this channel. You tell me what you think. And honestly, it may just have to go somewhere else. And like I said, I've been trying to find a home for it, somebody that would rehome it for, a few $100 and just kind of get some of my money back out of it. If I get the actual money that I paid for the car back out of the car, not really the travel, I'll consider the travel just, the expense of saving a car. But if I could get some of my money back out of the car, then the car could go to somebody else. Let me know what you guys think. What you would do with the wagon if it was yours. If it was sitting in your place, line out and tell me what you would do with it. Because maybe you can think of something that I never thought of. Maybe you have an idea that I just didn't come up with. Whatever the case may be, there may be a good idea out there somewhere that I didn't think of. What I do know is if it stays around here, it's going to sit for probably at least another year because I don't have time for it right now. I've got to finish up the Jeep project. We went yesterday and picked up a bunch of parts for that Jeep. And that's kind of why this video is out. It's kind of an intermittent video because I didn't film on the Jeep yesterday because I was going to get parts yesterday. So we got to finish up that Jeep CJ project. There's a few things left to be done on the Galaxy. The Cougar is coming back. We got a new transmission coming for the Cougar. It had transmission issues the last time we drove it. So we got a new transmission coming for it. We got it coming. We got the 67 F100 giveaway truck that we got to start doing work on. We've got at some point in time, we're going to do something with Waylon. I'm not sure what we're doing with Waylon yet. That kind of fizzle farted out, so I've got to come up with a game plan for it. I've been kind of working on something in the background for the past almost a year now with that truck. I'm not sure how it's panning out, so I don't know what the plans for that truck are yet. So at some point in time, we got to do something with Waylon. We still got the Ranchero here that we done some work on and just left kind of for dead there. And I've got an exhaust leak to fix on the ramp truck, and we got some upgrades coming for the wagon. So basically what I'm saying is I have a ton of stuff in front of that wagon that I need to get to. And quite honestly, I would rather put my efforts into this instead of the wagon. Now, you've seen this in the background a bunch, and again, a junkyard rescue. This car was going to be crushed, but I have an entire game plan for this car. I have this car mentally built in my head, and I know every nut and bolt that's going in this car. So honestly, if I fool with a wagon, it just makes this car take longer. And I would really love to put my time and effort into this old Ford right here instead of that wagon. So let me know what you guys think. I don't know. I really don't know what to do right now with it. So you guys let me know what you think. If it was sitting in your yard, what would you do to it? How would you fix it? Or if you were coming to look at it, is it a pass or is it a fix for you? God bless you guys. I thank you so much for watching, subscribing, sharing, liking, commenting, and doing all the things you do. I could not do what I do without you guys. God bless you. To Him be the glory. And guys, we will see you on the next one.
I'd say it's a nut job.